Apostol cariad ydy sant y dydd hwn, Vincent de Paul. Fel mae'n digwydd, roedd gennym ni Elianod yn ein plwy ni yng Nghaerdydd. A rwy'n cofio sut y bu un ohonyn nhw, oedd yn ffrindiau mi, y chwaer Enda, ddangos cariad ymarferol unwaith mewn ffordd eitha syfrdanol. Roedd un o'n 6 offeriad ni yn y plwy mewn trafferth ac roedd hi'n gwybod hynny. Roedd o yn y broses o adael yr offeriadaeth, ond mi aeth hithau a chwilio amdano yn bell o'n plwy ni a siarad efo fo. A hefyd mi aeth hi at ei abad o, sef Basil Hume. A mi dywedodd o wrth i hithau, dywedwch wrtho am ddod i'n weld i. Mi dangoswyd yn hynny beth ydy gwir ofal, gwir gariad ymarferol. Mae'n hawdd bod yn niwlog, ond mae gofal am un enaid yn golygu mwy, mae'n golygu yn ymarferol, na fedrwn ni ddioddef i un enaid fynd ar gyfeilion. Un enaid. Nid cwmwl o eneidiau anelwig, un enaid. Rhaid cofio hynny. Yr enaid sy'n omlaen ni rwan ydy'r unig un yn y bydysawd ar hyn o bryd i mi. Mae'n heiddi fy holl sylw, fy holl ofal, ac ni ddylai un enaid fynd i ffwrdd, nac yn drist, nac yn unig. O leia mae un enaid arall yn gofalu amdano. Ac yn hynny o beth, roedd o hefyd yn esiampl i offeriaid, oherwydd dari o sefydlu hefyd offeriaid a fyddai'n pregethu drwy'r holl fyd. A mi roedd o'n gwybod os gewch chi offeriad sanctaidd, offeriad sydd yn caru eneidiau, mi gewch chi eglwys sanctaidd, eglwys sy'n gofalu am eneidiau. Nid ydy offeriad yna fel rheolwr cwmni anelwig. Mae o yna i achub eneidiau ac ni all unrhyw beth gymryd lle hwnnw. Because RGCR, just a few words now in English, this saint is the apostle of charity, Vincent de Paul. His nuns are still with us to this day throughout the world. It is to his order, unexpectedly, that the Blessed Virgin came with the gift of the miraculous medal. My spiritual father, before Father Brian took over after his death, was a Benedictine, and he went to where this happened and was able to see the chair where the Blessed Virgin sat, and the young Catherine Labouré was able to place her hands on her knees, and she could feel the presence there, not of an angel, but actually of a human being. It was a genuine physical contact, very maternal and very caring. And the way that the medal went round the world in a short time with such prodigious effect was what gave it the title spontaneously of the Miraculous Medal. Amongst many stories, one comes to mind just like that. It's what happened in 1947 on death row in America. This condemned criminal had the miraculous medal round his neck, but couldn't care less about it. And this Negro was there in the same cell. What's that? Put it on if you want, I don't care. It meant nothing to him anyway. So he did. And that night, that same Blessed Virgin appeared to him in the prison cell and asked him, would you like me to be your mother? Of course he would. He had no faith, he had nothing, no one in the world. And this lady then said to contact a Catholic priest. Notice, a Catholic priest. And so he did. And the chaplain of the prison came out of the woodwork and started to give him instructions. But what was his shock when this Negro could answer some of the questions? She told me. She told you. So he sussed out what had happened. This lady had given him the Catholic truth. And all he knew about confession already was from her. How Christ absolved in the priest, and so on. And with regard to the real presence, he had such an intense knowledge of it from her that he couldn't wait to receive. And so he received reception into the church, all the sacraments, and was ready to go. He was in the electric chair, and at the last minute, the sheriff came up and said there was a reprieve. They were trying to appeal it to the High Court. But he couldn't bear it. He wanted to go. He wanted to see the Blessed Virgin again. He just wanted to be with her. So he wept in the electric chair. And the prison chaplain whispered in his ear, "Claude, why don't you offer this terrible pain and disappointment for that other one, Jim, who hates you so much? You've been awful to him. He was a lapsed Catholic. He could do nothing but blaspheme." So he accepted that. The appeal was not accepted, so not long afterwards he was back in the electric chair, this time for good. But he went beaming in joy and ecstasy. Not long afterwards the other one was in the electric chair. They tried to get him to make some kind of prayer, something, but every time he just blasphemed. He even spat upon the doctor they were trying to use to get at him, but awful blasphemy coming from him, the worst possible, in the electric chair. Just before they applied the current, he screamed, "Get me a priest! Get me a priest!" The priest was actually there, but in hiding, because he was afraid of a reaction. So they cleared the decks, and he went to him and heard his confession in the electric chair. The others came back, and the sheriff whispered in the chaplain's ear, "What made him change?" "I don't know, I didn't ask him." "Well, if you don't, I will. I won't sleep a wink all week if I don't know at this point." And so he went up to him and whispered gently in his ear, "Brother, what made you change?" And he answered in the electric chair, "Do you remember that Claude guy that I hated so much? Oh, he's right there behind you, at the end of the room." And behind him, with her hands on his shoulder, is the Blessed Virgin Mary. And Claude said to me, "Jim, I obtained this grace from you, from the Blessed Virgin, that at this point you would see your place in hell." I screamed, because I had just seen my place in hell. So with that, having received, however, absolution, they applied the current, and he went, not to hell, but to hope, because of a medal that was so powerful that we still call it